Hello. If you watch my videos, you're probably into modular synthesizers. You think modular synths are pretty cool. They're nice, they're neat. You can make cool electronic music on it. That's cool, but they're expensive. The hardware is not cheap. You know, to getting the whole thing, getting the whole setup, that's a commitment. It's a big commitment that, you know, if you don't have the money to just throw down into it, then you might just not even want to ever get into it. I mean, that's a barrier. It's a big barrier for anyone wanting to learn modular synthesis or, you know, modular synthesizers. But that's why in this video we're gonna get set up on a virtual modular synthesizer for completely free on Windows systems. If you're on Linux, it still would work, but you would need to find another VST host program instead of the one that I'm going to show you guys in this video. I found this program called VSeeVST, which is a free modular synth, like virtual modular synth VST plugin, and we're going to download a free VST host. So normally you would use VST plugins in like a DAW, like Ableton. I use Ableton for all of my audio editing or whatnot, but you could use, you know, I think GarageBand maybe. I've never used VSTs in GarageBand. You could use Pro Tools. They use Pro Tools. They got FL Studio, but some of those you got to pay money for. But the VST host that we're using, not gonna have to pay money for. It's just a program that you can load VST effects into, and it's great. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first program that you're gonna need to download here is VST Host. The link will be in the description of this video. You're gonna come down here, and if you're on Windows, you're gonna click on this first VST Host zip. You're just gonna click on that. That's gonna download. It's gonna download. You're gonna want to open your downloads. When that's downloaded, you're gonna want to right click on it, click extract all. You can leave this default. Default's fine. It's gonna extract it. And now, if you go into the extracted folder here, you're gonna see all these files. The one that you're interested in is the VSTHost.exe. You're gonna click on that. It's gonna open, and then you see this basically saying, you know, it's free, but you can donate to the person who made it if you want. And I recommend donating. This is great. I just got it today, just so that I could make this video and like load up find a VST free VST host program. So yeah, it's great. Herman Sieb, I think I pronounced that right. Thank you. So we have this. This is great. This is the first step. This is what we're gonna use to load our virtual modular synth into. So once you've got this downloaded, the next thing that we're gonna download is right here, and this link will also be in the description. Now you don't got to worry about any of this stuff. This is all just like, you know, the code that makes this virtual modular synth possible. But you don't have to worry about all that. You're just gonna scroll down. Just gonna scroll down to the README file right here. You're just gonna scroll down some more till you see downloads. And once you see downloads, you got Windows. And then Linux, if you were on Linux, you know, you could still download the instrument, the VST instrument. But I'm on Windows right now, so we're just gonna go ahead and click the download for 64-bit right there. Now you are gonna need 7-zip as well. I'll also put the download in the description. That one, it's just a free download. You can just download it, and once you download it, then continue from right here. You're just gonna need it to extract the file. and you can right click on it once it's downloaded, and then you'll see 7-zip here whenever you download 7-zip. And you're gonna click extract files. And you can leave all this default, it's all fine. Hit OK, and then that is going to extract it into the VST track folder here. We're gonna click on that, and now this VST2 bin, that's important. That's important. Just leave that open. We're gonna go back into our VST host right here, and we have to set up. Go to File here, and we're gonna have to set up the path for our VST plugin so that VST host will like recognize the VC instrument. And now you'll probably have some default paths here, and if you don't, then you'll just make your own path. You can make your own path anywhere. Essentially what you want to do is have this VST2_bin, and both of these are VST3 folders, so we're just gonna make our own. We're just gonna make a new folder for this, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So we're just gonna go to the desktop. We're just gonna go to the desktop here. I'm gonna hit cancel. Just drag the VST2 bin to your desktop. And then from the VST host here, go to set plugin path, and then click on the 3 dots right here, and then find wherever you put it. We put it in our desktop, so we're gonna go desktop here. I got a bunch of nonsense. There it is, VST2 bin. Click OK, and now it should load up. And you can make a folder that houses like all your VST plugins, or put them in a place if your computer already has a place for those to be set up. And you should see at the bottom here, it loaded those in really quick. But now you're ready. Now you're ready to start using the virtual modular synth. But first I'm going to go over a little bit of settings in here. Like I said, I just got this program today, so I don't quite know everything about it. Like, I was trying to get my MIDI keyboard set up with it, and I wasn't able to do that today. But if I figure out how to do that, I'll make another video in the future. But in the devices in Wave, those are your audio preferences. That confused me a second. I was expecting it should be like audio preferences, or it to just be in like system preferences, but it's devices, Wave. And this is where you're going to be able to select your audio inputs and outputs. And I'm going to change this output to my Focusrite, because I have an interface right here. If you don't have an interface, you don't have to worry about this step. It's gonna work just the same. I'm just doing this so that I can capture the audio. And if you have an audio interface, it's going to get rid of some like audio glitches that might happen if you don't have your audio interface set here. Nice. All right, next step here, we're gonna load in the virtual modular synth. To do that, you can right click on here, go to File, and then Plugins. Now our plugin should be here somewhere. I just have a ton of other plugins, so if you followed up into this point, you would see any of your plugins that you have in that folder that you set. The one that we're interested in is the VSeeVST rack. Now there's two. There's an effects rack and an instrument rack. We're going to use the instrument rack because I eventually want to have like MIDI signals going to it, and this one can accept MIDI signals. And to open, okay, so you see we have this signal chain set up. We have our input over here, and then we got the VST instrument, and then our output output over here. And to get into the control panel or the control window of our instrument here, you click right there. It looks like a little, I don't even know what that is, but it's right to the right of the eye icon. Click on that, bam, bam, opens up. Now, one thing I don't really like about this is that I have 2 monitors here, and I can't drag this window, the VST window, out of the bounds of our VST host here. I don't know if that's a setting that you can have or that you can change, but if you can, you know, maybe I just don't know about it. But once you're in here, now we're loaded in. But now we need sound. How do we get sound? How do you get sound in a modular synth? Well, if you watch some of my other videos, you'll know you need a VCO to make the sound. How do we load in the VCOs? So within our synth here, you can just right click anywhere, and I'll open this bar, and then you can just look up any module that you want. So you want a VCO, look up VCO. And we have a bunch of options here. I'm gonna do a simple one, the VCO1 right there. And we've just loaded in a little simple VCO. Now you also know if you have a VCO, you're gonna need a VCA to control the amplitude. So right click, VCA. There's our VCA. Now to get the signal out of the synth and into your headphones or into your speakers or into the output over here, the module is called audio. And it's part of like the core pack right here. So you'll see audio and make sure it says core on the side. And it's this module, and it should look like this. Now we're gonna hook it up. To hook it up, you can literally just click on any input or output, and a little cable will come out, and then you can route that to wherever you want, wherever else you're allowed to, like on the system. So we're gonna take a triangle wave out, put it into our VCA, and we're gonna turn down the VCA because we're gonna be able to hear it, and it's gonna be kind of loud. And we're gonna take the VCA out and bring it in to our input. And you should hear that just in one. And to duplicate cable routing, like so, to duplicate a signal, you can hit Control and then click again. So right now we're just getting into the left because I'm only sending it to the left input. If we click that again, there we go. Now we can hear it in both our ears, and I can turn that down a little bit so it's not too loud. But there you go. And now we're here. Now let's do something else. Let's do something cool. On our VCA, we have a CV input, so we know we can control the amplitude of this VCA. But how can we control the amplitude? What are we even gonna use to control the amplitude? Well, if you've also watched any of my other videos, you'll know that we could use an envelope to control the amplitude of this VCA. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get an envelope. We'll just do ADSR, simple ADSR envelope right here. But we're gonna need something to trigger it to start the envelope so that it can, go through its waveform that we set. To do that, we can use a gate signal. To get a gate signal, we can use an LFO. We can use an LFO to get a gate signal. So we can just get this simple LFO right here, and we'll take the square, because square waves, same as a gate, just on and off, two states, and we'll send that to the gate. And you'll see in these little light up areas down here, we can see the rate of this LFO by the clicks or the flashes. So we can slow it down or we can speed it up. And right now we're not hearing its effect because we're not sending this envelope anywhere, but we're gonna send the output of this envelope to the CV of the VCA. And it looks like I can set like the max value still on the VCA, which is cool. Nice. Nice. Now what's next? What else could we do? It's kind of simple, you know. The pitch is just staying the same. Pitch isn't really changing a whole lot. So we can get a sequencer of some kind to change the CV values of our oscillator here, or the pitch of the oscillator. I'm gonna try to find one that I need. This might be simple enough right here. Click through it. Interesting. I don't know why that's not making it trigger every time. Oh no, because I probably need that. The square wave. Yep, there we go. Alright, so let's see if we can get a melody going on. Cool. Now I think we need a kick. That's what we need right now. We need a kick. Just go like. So we're gonna, let's see if they have like a drum. Bass drum. They got a bass drum module. Nice. Now we're gonna need a clock divider to get that downbeat. So clock divider. They got a clock divider right there. We're gonna use that square wave. Control click to duplicate the cable. This doesn't look like it's doing a great job. Alright, well let's just see how it does. It didn't look like it was doing the right thing. We're also going to get another mixer. So we have 4 channels. I don't want a left and right. I just want... There we go. Output into input 1. This will go into input 2. And then instead of coming out of there, we're going to come out of the mix. I want it to be like over a little bit. I'm just trying to remember how I would offset it. Maybe do they have like an inverter? Just like a maybe there's like a VCA that I can invert a signal with. I don't know. Or just like a mixer. A signal delay, maybe? That might work. There we go. change that. Oh, I have a bunch of different sounds. I kind of like this. I just wanted to cut off sooner. So we're going to get another envelope and use that envelope to control the drum right here. Nice. And we're just gonna go ahead and, where's the mute button? Turn that off. There we go. But there it is. You got a virtual modular synth right there that you can mess around with and, you know, test out or put into practice all the tutorial videos I have. Because like before, you know, I didn't have a way for anyone on the channel to even know how to do this without just freaking getting a modular rig, and that's just, it's not feasible. You know, this is great. I definitely love that something like this is readily accessible to just anyone to do for free, as long as you got Windows. But thank you. Thanks for I'm gonna switch back. Thanks for watching. You know, leave this video the thumbs up, and if you like it and like the content, I'm trying to come out with more consistent music tech content. I thought this was a great idea just because my whole channel is kind of modular synth oriented, so thought this would be right up the alley of the channel. Thank you. Like, subscribe, watch the next one, and watch all the other ones. So long.